I've got an Ensete and I need to overwinter it. Oh, I'm so happy because I finally got my hands on a plant that I've wanted for quite a long time, and I'm so grateful to my colleague called Paul because he brought it into work as a plant that he didn't really want anymore, and I'm just so glad to finally have my hands on an Ensete. So I'm pretty certain this is the Ensete ventricosum maurellii, which has this gorgeous red green leaf to it. It creates an amazing tropical feature of any garden. They do get pretty big and they're not very tender, or not very hardy, should I say. So compared to the banana plant like the musabajju, which can be quite hardy when it gets up to maturity, this is not. So we need to cut it back and store it for the winter months inside, which is what I'm about to prep it for now. And I've wanted one for so long, but especially since I went to, I think it was Bodnant Garden in Wales, and they had these, they were just so impressive, absolutely enormous, and they just towered over you like you're in a jungle. And I love that tropical look. I think this is probably going to go in the seating area of my allotment to give me some nice jungle vibes when I'm sat there in the summer months, because it's going to take a bit of room. And so yes, in this video I guess I'm just going to show you how I'm preparing it for winter and how I'm going to store it. But what a beauty. I couldn't not share it with you, even though it's going to be such a shame to cut off these leaves and I won't see it until next year. But I've got one, I've got my hands on one, and I'm so happy. It's like Christmas has come early. Right, let's see what sort of situation it's in. Let's get some room ready. It's just got that amazing new leaf coming out as well. So it's in a pot, which is very heavy, and it's surrounded by compost. Looks quite soily and gritty. I've got to cut the leaves off. And I've also got to pull it out of this and see what the roots are like, and maybe trim the roots as well. Oh, just so sad to cut all these leaves. Now, I know I don't have many tropical plants or much experience with tropical plants, but I do grow cannas, some bananas, and now I've got my Ensete. But if you like your tropical plants, please do visit George's Jungle on YouTube. He's got a fantastic channel, really knows his tropical plants. He's got an incredible garden of his own, and yeah, he's just a fantastic one if you want more advice and tips on tropical plants. Oh, I'm so sad. I don't want to use my secateurs actually. I'm going to use my knife. Where did that go? I don't want to do it. It's so pretty. So the reason we cut the leaves off is because it's going to go into dark storage over winter. We're not going to grow it, and these hold a lot of moisture. I did watch George's video on how to overwinter these. He's got a full-on video with all the tips and advice from him. Oh gosh, I'm going to take these leaves home, I think, and stick them in a vase, because it's such a shame to waste such a beautiful leaf. And I'll just cut that centre. Oh, my heart just broke a little bit doing that. But it's about to get really cold, and this doesn't like temperatures below, well, 10, but definitely 5, and it definitely doesn't want to be bitten by the frost. So now I'm going to tip this out and see how those roots are looking. Oh. So in a way you treat it a little bit like you would a dahlia. and take away all of that compost and soil from around the roots. I'm pretty sure Paul did grow it in the ground and not in this pot, so he's lifted it and just packed it in for transport. So quite a smallish root system for saying the size of that trunk. Now some people do cut the roots so that they're, you know, really quite short, which I might do just to tidy it up a little. So I'm just going to even them up a little bit. But you know, it's not like a monstrous sized plant, so I don't really need to take much off. But yeah, I think George stressed it's this basal plate that's what you need to protect more than the roots. You know, you cut those roots to about a couple of inches. But yeah, just trying to get off all of that compost because I don't want it to rot. I don't tend to wash the roots from my dahlias because I don't find it necessary. There we go. Now, one of the important bits I did pick up from George is that you need to get out all of the fallen leaves from inside those stems because you don't want them to rot, and we don't want any bad bugs overwintering inside there. And there are quite a few leaves down here. Let's get them out. Just chop away at those stems a little more. There we are. So that's it, that's the Ensete. And what I'll be doing now is storing this upside down for a couple of days. Can you see that water dripping out? That's because these stems hold on to a lot of water, and we need this to be as dry as possible for it to store over the winter months. And where will I be putting it? I'll probably be putting it in my basement because it's frost free, it's dark, it's cool and quite a consistent temperature. It's where I store my dahlias that I lift over the winter months, so I know that that environment is fine for them. It's not too damp in the air. You don't want it to be humid because that moisture could cause rot. And so once this has been upside down for a day, I'll probably tip it back up like that, maybe put it into a pot without any compost just to keep it upright, and then put it in the basement until springtime, and when I'll be potting it up probably around April time. But yes, it's going to get really, really cold over the next few nights, so I'm definitely taking this home with me today. But yeah, just thought I'd share with you my new favourite plant that I'm so excited to see come back to growth next year. You know, it's going to have so many enormous leaves, and I just can't wait to watch it grow and mature and to be surrounded by them jungle leaves next year. Anyway, just a quick one from me today. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know if you've got an Ensete and your top tips for looking after it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.